Welcome to Midnight Motivation, a real and raw podcast about motivation, entrepreneurship, and achieving success. I'm your host, Tony Peck. Welcome to Midnight Motivation. Welcome back to all my bosses, part of the Midnight Motivation mob, and welcome to all new listeners. Please make sure you subscribe, rate, and review. And today, guys, I have a very special guest with me for today's episode. He is the founder of the top social media PR firm in the world. Grant Cardone is one of his many clients. He's a TV show and video producer, Fox Sports show host. Please, everyone, give a warm welcome to Mr. Michael Nast. What's up, Mike?
Hey, how you doing, Anthony? And happy belated birthday to you.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it, man. And thank you for your service. I know you're ex-military and Memorial Day just passed, so thank you.
Yes. I appreciate that. Thank you.
So, Mr. Mike Nast, what is up, man? Let me hear all about you. Tell the people who you are, what you did, what you do. Give it to us, man.
All right. I am, I guess, the definition of solopreneur. I'm a guy who I would say busted his ass in retail for 25 years, grinded it out, made a ton of money, but got to the point to where I realized my time was more valuable than the money I was making. I got to a point where I felt my career was similar to work release prison. I was working 60 to 70 hours a week, every Saturday, every major holiday, because that's how it is in retail. And in 12 hours a day, except for every once in a while I'd get 2 days off a week, very rarely, but they wouldn't be consecutive. And then I would just have Sundays off the rest. So I guess it was around early 2000s, the first laptops started coming out. And I embarked on a journey to figure out how to make money solely off my laptop, where I could be anywhere in the world and be able to create income and live the life I always dreamed of, which that would be not having a boss, being able to get up and go to bed whenever I felt like it, and be able to get on an airplane and go wherever I wanted to, whenever I felt like it. It was a long journey. Started in 2003. My first endeavor was after Chris Moneymaker won the World Series of Poker. I found out about Poker Stars and started playing online poker to generate this income off my laptop. Over the next 3 years, I became wildly successful as a tournament player, and then also transitioned to playing live World Series of Poker tournaments and the World Poker Tour tournaments. And then at the same time, I started a blog, which at that time was a way for me just to journal, kind of personal diary, just my days, what's going on in my life every day. I did this just for me. I said, I'm going to write a diary. Might as well just do it like on a blog. I used Blogger, and I vented about what was going on with the world. We had Katrina and all kinds of things going on then. My personal relationships, girlfriends, and also my poker experiences, who I was playing with, the ups and downs, wins, losses, all that. Well, after a very small amount of time, I noticed I started getting a lot of engagement on my blog, and I was kind of perplexed because I was like, I've never told anybody about it. It was public, but I'd never told anybody about it. And I was getting lots of comments, feedback, and views of it. And I was like, well, how's this happening? And one day I was doing a simple Google poker search, and my blog was on first page. So I kind of had a light bulb go off there. I was like, wow, if I can figure out how my blog's getting on first page of Google search and be able to place content on first page of Google search, that should be worth some money. 2006 rolls around, and I'm playing online poker, and I'm watching Nightline. They have a segment about a new site that came out, and the owner of the site was named Justin Kahn, just graduated from Yale, and he was live streaming his life 24/7. And he said right now he's playing poker with his buddies in San Francisco. Let's go in and check it out. So that caught my interest and attention. I'm like, this is pretty cool. This guy's live streaming 24/7, and followed that. And then about a month later, the site was called Justin.tv back then. And about within, I would say 30 or 60 days, they reformatted the site to where anyone could live stream from that platform. And then they set it up as a social network. So technically they were the first social network with live streaming, much like Facebook Live is right now. When that happened, a light bulb just went off in my head. And this was in 2006. Said to myself, this is going to be huge. This gives anybody the ability to go live on internet in a social network and get attention for whatever they need and increase whatever following, sales, attention, branding, awareness. So I knew it was going to be huge. So at that point, I set out and started formulating ways to produce live streams and help people that knew nothing about it do them to their benefit. So my first target was basically Hollywood, celebrities, those type of people, to where we could have Q&As, meet and greets, and live stream from world premiere red carpets when a movie premiered or a play or a new song came out. And that formulated my business called .tv Media Services. And then we also had another service we offered to where we could put your own TV network or TV station on your business or personal website. And what this allowed a business or a personal brand to do was to have 24/7 running content that they either already had or we helped them produce. Basically a YouTube playlist that autoplays when a visitor actually clicks on that part of the website. And then also the ability to host a live broadcast from their website that can be interactive with a chat room, where you can have Q&As and do whatever that brand is wanting to do, introduce new products, have sales and training meetings, have their own TV kind of interview show where they're interviewing people in their industry or, any kind of key people they want to have interviews with. So I kept strumming along with that. Then I started writing a blog, which was at the time called therealJustinTVGossip.com. And it was another blog that canvassed what happened every day on Justin TV. We had Joe Rogan smoking dope on camera. We had Dane Cook come on in the middle of the night.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Writing the Justin TV blog, it got immense readership popularity because not everyone had the time I had to do to watch everything, record the live clips, and then have them there. It was just basically like a TMZ for live streaming from 2006 to 2007. It got wildly popular. I had bands. I had people say, hey, let me create you some graphics. People were donating time and services because they just wanted to be a part of the blog. And it ended up, I had over 16 just volunteer contributors that were contributing content, stories, clips, and all that. So it was a place for people who were really interested in live streaming and what was going on in the live streaming world to come and see all, we had all the shenanigans, we had the embarrassing moments, we had, I learned real quick that sex sells online because
like Brad Lay.
Yeah. Well, you back then you would have, girls come on and get naked, which was against the terms of services and they'd get banned. But we had the clips of of that, and naturally those would be the most read and engaged post. In there, I wrote about some of the pitfalls that live streaming entails now. Kind of just even before any of it happened, there'd be suicides on live streaming. There would be crimes committed on live streaming. There would just be all copyrighted broadcasts from UFCs to NFL football, any kind of pay-per-view, movies, all that. People are going to use live streaming to, circumvent these copyrights. So, and then also was like opinionated and very critical or complimentary as to the direction all the live streaming networks that were out there and which came online. It was crazy. Yahoo had Yahoo Live for a while, which, believe it or not, was one of the best live streaming platforms for a long time, because it was much like it was even before Google Hangouts came out. You could have multiple people in there, and it's a really good format, but they did away with it. But so yeah, Ustream, Livestream, all those, we just kind of chronicalized what was going on in those worlds with gossip and headlines. And then a turning point came about 2010, and this was when I was on the cusp, I guess you could say, of monetizing my online activities outside of poker, because I had started to get a little burned out on online poker because it became similar to the job I had. I was having to be on a computer 10, 12, 16, sometimes 20 hours a day playing tournaments. And even though I was home or in Cancun, where I spent a lot of time, I was still confined because I couldn't leave my laptop. And this is kind of what led to my social prowess. While I was on my laptop, I was needing social interaction. Initially in 2004, 2003, when I started, really all we had MySpace. But if you really wanted to get engaged with people, you would go to chat rooms, message forums, and message boards. And that's where you could have, some social interaction while you're working online. So basically all this from 2003 to 2010 led to, as every platform came out during that time, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, I was one of those first people on any type of social network that came out, because it was a new place for me to get social interaction. It also led to me getting a decent amount of following, nothing great, maybe around 10,000 or so. The turning point came in 2011 when Charlie Sheen had his meltdown, got fired from 2.5 Men. And as we all remember, he was in the news every day after with the Tiger Blood, and then he started his tour. But then he opened a Twitter account for the first time, and he was the first person to ever get 1 million followers within 24 hours of opening a Twitter account.
Craziness.
And so he's tweeting, I don't know what to do with this shit and all this other stuff. And then a website called internships.com, which kind of self-explanatory, I guess they provide interns for businesses, came to him and said, let's find you a social media, expert to be the Tiger Blood social media intern for you. So Charlie announced the contest, how to enter. The first couple rounds were just real stupid stuff, retweet, that kind of deal. You made it to the next round. The third round, you got more serious, your credentials, what makes you good at social media, what are your social proofs. So I sent in all my blogs. At the time, I wrote 21 different topic blogs, everything.
Wow, that's a lot. From
live streaming. Yeah, when you're locked to your computer playing poker all day, yeah, you had time to rant. I had conspiracy blogs, all kinds of stuff. And then my business also helped people that were new to social media with all these new platforms, but helping them use it, how to use it, how to set up your profile properly, start writing a blog, how to do that, how you could use a blog to be a website, all those type of deals. So I was doing consulting and mentoring in those areas. So I had all those credentials, submitted all that, and then made it to the fourth round. And in the fourth round, they said, okay, this round, you have to do a 2-minute video. You have 72 hours to get it uploaded to YouTube and submit it to us. And you can answer one of 3 questions. The first question was, what's the company using social media the best and why? The second was, if you're advising a political candidate for office, how would you get them elected through social media? And then the third was, if you're the social media director for a major humanitarian relief organization, how would you raise donations and awareness in light of an epic natural disaster? Well, just, I believe, a week or 2 before the tsunami and earthquake hit Japan. And a little light bulb went in my head. I go, this is the question that they want answered, because Charlie's looking for a way to maybe have a relief benefit, some type of use this to raise money for disaster relief, so he can come back, as this big hero that raised all this money in light of this natural disaster that just happened. So I came up with a concept. The hashtags were have, then give, and 10 by 10. And what this entailed in this 2-minute video I made, which was the first time I was ever like non-webcam sitting at home on a recliner, like I had done all my other live streams before. My live streams were all based around giving poker lessons, and I had an affiliate link with Bodog at the time, and was getting $100 for every sign up. So I'd host poker tournaments and teach people how to play poker. That was the crux of my broadcasting back then. So first time on camera, really in a studio, suited up, green screen, graphics and all that. And I wrote, produced, directed. I didn't edit it. My friend did that. But put a 2-minute video, and the concept was 10-day, 240-hour live stream on every social network, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram. And we would give celebrities, bands, comedians, whatever, 30 minutes of time. And then all we'd ask anybody that was watching this live stream, I guess you would call telethon, that was online, completely online and on social networks, that donate $10. And if we got 10 million people, we'd raise $100 million. We got 100 million, we'd raise $1 billion in just 10 days for disaster relief. I put all together in 72 hours, uploaded it, went to bed. I was exhausted. It was on a Thursday night. I'll never forget. Woke up probably 4 hours later on an early Friday morning, and I had over 6,000 people trying to contact me via email.
That's incredible.
Sorting through them, it was everybody from Oprah Winfrey, Good Morning America, Reuters, Huffington Post, and my local news stations, which I got on with them. And everybody thought that this was going to be the winner, because we had gone from a field of 91,000 entrants to 50, and I made the final 50, and everybody videos were on YouTube. I always tell people, if you want a bachelor's in social media marketing education, it's a little dated now because this was 2011. There's still a lot of good information there. Just go to YouTube and search Tiger Blood Intern, and you're going to see all these people I was in competition with, and they answering one of those 3 questions. So it's a lot of good people. And at that time, I was going, man, if somebody was smart, they'd hire all of us, and they'd have the most powerful social media marketing agency in the world. Well, I couldn't hire everybody at that time. So I did the next best thing. I went to their videos. I found them on Twitter, Facebook, wherever they were at, and befriended them. Hey, I'm in the contest. I'm in the final 50 with you, man. Great video, blah, blah, blah. Start a conversation with them, and basically aligned a whole bunch of influencers and social media experts in my network, and just hit them with a simple premise. I got, the odds of us ever competing for the same client are pretty much non-existent. So why don't we combine our followings and networks for all of our projects together, to where we can put out content for each other and get engagement and following up, and was able to put that together. And then through this, we were in limbo for 3 months before they announced the winner. So immediately I'm starting thinking, okay, looking for a social media person. Here's my idea for a project. I'm going to make a Facebook page for it. I'm going to make a Twitter for it. And then I got the YouTube video. So now, for the first time in my life, I need likes, I need views, I need subscribers, I need followers. And I went on a search. How do you search? You go on Google, how to get more followers, how to get Twitter follower, and everywhere I looked, there was no viable solutions. They were either crazily expensive, or it would be stuff you could get on Fiverr at that time. And, you get 1,000 followers for $5, but then 2 days later, they've been all deleted because, they were all fake accounts, and Facebook or Instagram or Twitter went in and deleted them within, 72 hours. So the only viable solution I found that actually worked was Facebook, where you can pay Facebook to get likes through a promotion. I did a worldwide promotion, opened it wide open. I got 3,000 likes in a month, a little over 3,000. Then my credit card got dinged for $3,000. So I paid $1 a follower. I loved it. I got 3,000 likes. I did not love paying $3,000 for.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And then I said to myself, you know what? If there could be a way to get these for around 10 cents a person, it's worth it. And another funny thing was, this is through Facebook ads. All my followers were Indonesian teenagers.
Sounds a little creepy, Mike. I don't know. Little nasty stuff going on there.
Yeah. So I don't know if Facebook has their own click farms.
They must.
That's a whole nother thing. Yeah, there's been all kinds of things on Facebook ads where they wonder if all the click-throughs you get just on a normal Facebook ad are legit. But
real people. That's another story.
Yeah, that's another story, another podcast, another time. But so I identified two problems that I figured that I was not alone. There had to be thousands of people that had the same problem. That one, they need followers, and two, they need to learn, how to get them, and basically, get attention. I just had mastered, how to get on Good Morning America, how to get on the news, how to get press, how to connect with very powerful and influential people. So the next step was, how can I get where I can get followers, not only for me, but for anybody, dirt freaking cheap? Because one thing I always have known, and I kind of buck with a lot of social media experts who say, quality over quantity on social media. Well, to that, I say bullshit. Numbers are everything on social media. That's the first thing people look at when they come to your profile, be it somebody sharing a post of yours that they've made them go, oh, dude, I got to find out more about this guy. Or you made a comment, or you followed or commented on somebody who's not following you, trying to get their attention, and they come to your profile. And the first thing, we discussed this before, hey, if somebody all of a sudden follows you on Instagram and likes 3-4 of your posts, you get those notifications to your phone. What do you do, Anthony?
Gonna go check out their profile.
Exactly. And what's the first thing you look at when you go to their profile?
How many followers they got.
Exactly.
Right off the bat.
Yeah. So if it's a guy with 100 followers, you're like, yeah, okay, whatever, dude. But
whatever. I'm not gonna follow you back.
Yeah, if it's a guy at 10,000, 50, or 100,000,
I'm gonna look around and probably follow you back. Yeah.
Yeah. And what's the next thing you're gonna do?
Gonna send a message. The bigger they are, yeah.
Well, you're gonna look at his bio. If he's got a link there for his website, most likely you're gonna go check out his business and website to see what it's all about. And that right there, and this is what Gary Vee preaches, is the whole key to social media marketing. It's not about pushing what you're trying to sell or do on people. It's engaging them to where you pull them in and they come and find out about you on your own because they're a Jets fan and you're a Jets fan, or you said something to somebody they follow that they've wanted to say to them forever, but they can't. They're scared to, or they don't want to get into it with them. But you said it, and they come to you and say, "Dude, I love that you said that to this guy." So what I identified, so I was able, actually in less than probably 30 days, figured out how to get any brand or business whatever amount of engagement they want, from Facebook fans to Instagram followers to Twitter followers to YouTube engagement. Just was able to do it across the board. Of course, I had to tell clients up front, I'm going to get eyes on your content, but if it's not up to par or it sucks, I can get their eyes on your stuff, but I have no control over what they're going to say or do after they see your stuff. So, you know, like if you're one of these fitness models, you're probably going to get a lot of pervs. If you have your band is shitty, then you're going to get a whole bunch of thumbs down on your YouTube and shitty comments, you know. So I prepare people for that. You know, I looked at, when I was looking to grow my following for this project, you know, I contacted people who were Forbes top 50 influencers or social media coaches and all this good stuff. And the majority of them, I go look at their Twitter, their YouTube, their Instagram, and nobody had a big following. Maybe 5,000 was the most I saw. And, you know, their YouTube, 70, 50, sometimes in the teens subscribers, and maybe, you know, they're averaging like 50, 60 views on their YouTube videos. And I'm like, how can you teach me social media when you can't even get any engagement for yourself? Well, I worked with Taylor Swift, or I worked for the Kardashians, or I worked for Justin Bieber. And I'm just like, dude, those people can tweet a question mark and get massive engagement. That doesn't mean shit. If you can't promote yourself because you're a nobody, then how can you promote anyone else? Just going out there and saying you can do all this. So I noticed there was a lot of, you know, just kind of fraud in the industry. So I decided to start my own social media mentoring marketing service, because I had been there. I have gotten on the news. I've gotten myself on Forbes. I've gotten 1 million YouTube views. I've gotten 100,000 of people to follow me on Twitter. I've got, you know, tens of thousands on Instagram and my Facebook page. All just me, no help from anybody else. And so I figured, hey, I'm qualified to do this. But here's the beauty of what I can do. It's not only will I help mentor you and just walk you through the steps of what got me there, which has been duplicated by people like Grant Cardone, Brad Lee, Matt Monero, and a ton of big Hollywood stars now that weren't big when they started with me, that it works. But also throw in, I'm going to guarantee within whatever it is, 30, 60, 90 days, that not only am I going to teach you all this and it's going to start working for you, but depending on, you know, the engagement level the customer's looking for, hey, after 60 days, I'm going to guarantee that you're going to be over 10,000, you know, 50, whatever they're looking for. Because some people, you know, have higher goalposts, some people have lower, and a lot of it goes on what you can afford to do too. Mm-hmm. But guarantee a level of engagement that, hey, your Facebook's going to go up 10,000 a month. Your Instagram's going to go up at least 10,000. It might go up 20 or 30, but we're going to guarantee that this is a minimum. And if it don't hit here, you don't have to pay us. So not only have the social media mentoring and consulting, but then also guaranteed results. That I knew was unheard of in this industry. So that's what I brought to market. Now, my portfolio originally was just me. okay, you've done it for yourself, but you have no proof you can do it for anybody else. So what I had to do, now I had this passion for nonprofit and especially disaster relief, because the way Oprah reached out to me, she had Eric Klein, who is in her Angels Network, and he also was one of the contestants on The Big Give. He runs cando.org. He was the one that said, Oprah contacted me, wanted me to contact you. And I was premising what I was doing at that time as raising money for the Red Cross, because I didn't know anything about charity, and I'm just like everybody else. Oh, the Red Cross is a good charity. Mm-hmm. And he came to me and explained to me how Red Cross is a ripoff, and that I was, I should not be raising money for them. And he wanted to, work with me and kind of enlightened me on his charity, which was cando.org. And it just got me passionate about helping out in that area. So I said, if I'm going to build my portfolio, I'm going to have to work for free. I'm going to have to take clients on for free and get them successful. That way I have results outside myself that I can use. So that's what I started in the beginning. I said, if I work for free, I'm going to work for nonprofits that distribute, the money you give goes to people, not only 30% or 50%. I was just astonished when I found out the Red Cross had 400 directors that make over $400,000 a year, get free lease cars, free country club memberships.
That's insane.
Yeah. So like when you donate that $10, text that $10, maybe $4, if that gets actually put back into, helping people. Other 60% is gone in admin and salaries. It's just absolutely crazy. Yeah. And it's sad. So I kind of became a evangelist in that area, but and it's crazy because right after my video came out, the Red Cross contacted me. They said, we love this, blah, blah, blah. I am on a conference call with the heads of the Red Cross in Washington, D.C. They're all gung-ho. They're ready to do it. They can get all the celebrities, blah, blah, blah. And then I said, well, how much is the admin fee going to be? If we raise $100 million, there's no reason why it should be more than 5%. That's $5 million admin for you guys to set all this up. And they were just, you could hear a pin drop.
Silence.
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
Yeah. And they wouldn't tell me what they wanted, but they just basically said, we're not even close. And I'm like, are you shitting me? I said 20%, and they said, no, we're still not close.
At 20%.
And if we got that's just 10 million people to donate to this.
It's insane.
That would be $20 million that they were just going to take out of it, for them.
And that's not enough.
And it still wasn't enough. So yeah, that was the end of that conversation. And if I wanted to really go for fame and all that, I could have just said, okay, yeah, let's do it and let them take their 40 or 50% admin on. And I'm really thinking it would have been closer to 50 million people. So that would have been $500 million. If that had run for 10 days, sanctioned by the Red Cross and they would have got every major celebrity in the world to participate in that. And I would have been uber famous. But I could not consciously do that. I went to work for other charities, did some great epic things. And then Grant Cardone I've known Grant from the car business. He was an auto sales trainer. That's all he did besides his real estate. That was his main business from when he was 25 to 45. And he posted on, I was following his Facebook page. He posted, which had 8,000 fans. Posted this. He goes, hey, I've got a TV show coming out on National Geographic Channel called The Turnaround King. I made a page for it. Please go like it. It debuts in 3 weeks. I need your help. So I clicked on it, went to the page. It had 59 likes. And this was just maybe 3 or 4 weeks after I figured out how to flow however many likes somebody needed to a page. So all I did was, Grant never knew me from anybody. I just followed his page. I just commented on his page. Hey, Grant, you need likes. we need to talk. And that was it. It was a Sunday night. And it wasn't 10 minutes later, my phone rings, and it was 10 o'clock at night. And it said, Hollywood, California. I pick it up, and he goes, hey, this is Grant. I saw your comment about getting me likes. What can you do? And I go, well, how many likes are you looking for? And he goes, 100,000. I was like, okay, no problem. And he's like, what?
You're a fucking genie.
I go, yeah, no problem. And he's like, okay, how are you going to do this? Blah, blah, blah. Get on that. I go, I'll tell you what, I'll give y'all a free demo. I'll open the system up for like 5-10 minutes, and you can see the likes coming in. You see the real people, and they're from all over the world, blah, blah, blah. So he's like, all right, we'll set up a call, my marketing team, 8:30 tomorrow morning, blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay. I did the demo. They were like floored. They're like, okay, cool. Signed up. Got Grant, I don't know, 11,000 likes, the first day. And then, it was about a day later, he emails me back or Facebook message. I think that's the way we talked most back then, Facebook message. And he's like, yeah, man, I'm posting, but nobody's engaging me. And I go, well, yeah, it's because you're a one-way poster. You kind of suck. And he goes, what do you mean by that? I go, all your posts are about you, and you're sitting behind a desk, and it's us help you. You're not, this is social. This is like walking into a bar, any social event, any kind of social gathering where you might know a few people, but most people don't know you. And if you just walk in the door and go, hey, buy my book. Hey, watch my TV show. Hey, buy my training program. Hey, this. Well, nobody, dude, we're at a bar. I don't even know you.
Buy me a drink first.
Yeah, why am I going to buy your damn book? Leave me alone. Or it's the same thing as walking up in a bar or any social, and just start shoving business cards or samples in people's faces. There's, what's going to happen? Most of your business card will be on the floor. Yeah. It's a different environment. So, and I said, if you want, I'll consult you on what you need to do on social media. And he's like, oh, I try anything, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, all right, well, we need you to put your wife on social media. We need to put your Sabrina on social media. Scarlett wasn't born yet. And he's like, oh, and I could hear Elaine in the back. She's like, oh, I'll get on camera. She was like, I'm an actress.
Grant's like, shut up.
Yeah. Oh, she was excited. Yeah. And it's so funny because you can see this progression when we started working together. Like if you go to Grant's YouTube, you go to click on videos and you do the sort from oldest to newest, you're going to see this progression where it's all Grant. You won't see nothing about family, Elena, nothing. And then you're going to see this progression that happens. But
and today's your 7-year friend anniversary with him too on Facebook. I saw that.
Yeah. Basically, today was 7 years. That's crazy. Today was 7 years ago when I made the comment on his post. And then this just shows you the power of basically being able to do whatever you want to do, either personal or business wise, through social media. It was one comment, and just like I put it in the post sharing the 7-year friendship, it's not only changed Grant's and my lives and careers forever. This one post, one comment on his post did, it's given the ability for Grant, who's changed millions of lives now. So that's just what's crazy about this. So, and the other aspect I told him too on the engagement, I go, we need to do a live broadcast. And he's like, I don't see the point.
No, just like 3 a day.
He goes, how am I going to sell books and training platforms and all that? He goes, I want to cross over. I have the car business locked down, but nobody knows me. I want to be able to have T-Mobile, Sprint, IBM, State Farm. Everybody has salespeople to be on my training platform. I need to cross over. And then I want the whole world to know me as somebody that can help educate them on how to be successful and everything. And I said, all right, we need to do live. And he's like, I don't get it. And so I just kept hammering him on it. And he started doing the things I told him on social. I said, let's have a contest, give some money away. We did the old post some kind of picture in the comments. Whoever gets the most likes on their picture, blah, 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 wins $500. And it was hilarious. This was the first time Elena was on there. She got to announce the contest. And they did it with a Fisher Price one of the magnet whiteboards. And so that was really successful. And then finally talked him into doing his first live. I was connected because of my presence on live streaming to the president of Ustream at times. So we were able to get Grant a front page billing days before the Turnaround King, show with Grant, going to be this Friday, blah, 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 on Ustream. Grant got it all set up. He was in his office and sitting, you couldn't see it, but he was sitting on a yoga ball, this first broadcast. And halfway through the broadcast, the viewership overload that we got on it crashed Ustream servers, basically broke the website.
Holy shit.
The whole website shut down. Got it back up eventually, but it was...
Grant must have loved that.
Yeah, it was pretty epic. And then, so that evening we're talking about it, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, Grant, you got to do another one. And he's like, man, I don't get this. He goes, that was exhausting. And I go, dude, we should get it. And he goes, I'll think about it, blah, blah, blah. Well, long story short, started with Grant with 8,000 followers. He didn't even really use Twitter. He had about 10,000 on that. Within 6 months, we had him over 100 grand on both. And he was already the number one business expert within 6 months on Twitter. And then it was funny. He did it at first live, and then this whole time I'd never met him in person. We'd done everything over the phone or through social media. And then I got hired by a client that was referred through him. Actually, his personal assistant at the time was her sister was Beth Riesgraf, who starred on the TV show Leverage with Timothy Hutton. And they were running, still on, they were in their 6th season on TNT. And she found out about, because when Grant blew up in Hollywood, on his social media, everybody came to him and said, Grant, how did you get 100,000 people follow you in 6 months? How are you getting all this attention? And Grant was so cool. He just, you need to talk to Nast. You need to talk to Nast. Or if he was doing a live stream and he saw me watching, he would call me out. He'd say, Michael Nast is here. If anybody needs help in social media, you need to talk to Nast. So I started working with Beth. She goes, we're in our 6th season. We're in cancellation. It's our last season. And I know I need to get my following up. She was at 30,000 on Twitter, 10,000 on Facebook, did the same kind of formula we did with Grant, mentoring, consulting, and then promotions. Got her over 100,000 in 6 months. Actually, on Twitter, we pushed her to over 400,000 from her original 30. And then she comes to me after we've done all that and done our mentoring, and she goes, the People's Choice Award nominations are out, and we never have been nominated. And the way we get nominated is fans vote on the People's Choice side. Do you think there's any way you could get this 500,000 new people that are following me to vote for us? And I was like, probably, but you're gonna have me do one thing. And she goes, what's that? You're gonna have to let me be you. I don't even know if I should be saying this on a podcast, but oh well. You need to let me be you on Twitter and Facebook. She goes, what do you mean? I go, well, I need to tweet for you occasionally because I'm just going to put some stuff out there. And then you need to let me reply to all these messages you get every day from all these guys thinking, wanting to get with you and all this other stuff. And she goes, okay, I trust you. Whatever. Go ahead and do it. And so, yeah, she had a photo shoot one time, and she was in bed, hair all tossed up and stuff. And then so I did a tweet one night with that picture. It's like, I can't sleep. What's everybody doing? And naturally her Twitter went crazy. And well, it was funny. She calls me about 10 minutes later. She goes, oh my gosh, you got me in so much trouble. I go, what? She goes, well, my boyfriend thought I was out doing something, and he's like, what the fuck are you in bed fucking tweet?
No, it's just Michael Nasty.
Yeah. And then on Facebook, she get all these, messages, Beth, I love you, blah, blah, blah. And, and it was half and half be creepers and half would be just fans and love her. Mm-hmm. And she never responds. So I respond, oh, thank you, blah, blah, blah. Love you. oh, hey, by the way, can you go vote for us? Here's a link on the People's Choice, blah, blah, blah. They're like, oh, sure. And tell all your friends too, please. Kisses. And so long story short there, not only did we get the nomination, Leverage won Best Cable TV Drama in 2013. And the 5 years they ran before never even were nominated. So when I pulled that off, I was in LA for the People's Choice Awards. We win, end up partying, to whatever a.m., get back to my hotel room in Hollywood. And I just closed my eyes, my phone rings, and it's the front desk. I go, Mr. Nast, there's a limo down here for you. And I was like, what? So I had sweats on, whatever. I'm just like, this got to be a joker. They're at the wrong place or somebody of the TV show still wanting to party or whatever. So I go down there and there's a suited up limo driver and he goes, Mr. Nast, you might want to change your outfit. And I go, why? He goes, well, I'm here to take you to the Academy Award nominations as guest of the president of Warner Brothers. I was like, oh, okay. I guess I'll go get changed. So yeah, I get hauled to they do the nominations like at 4:30 in the morning in LA because they do it on the morning shows, Good Morning America. They live broadcast it on the morning shows. And so yeah, I'm sitting there next to the president of Warner Brothers and then one of the VP, I'm not sure what he was, VPs or presidents of Paramount I'm in the middle of these two guys. And the second I sit down, he introduces himself and he goes, how in the fuck did you do that? And I was like, what? He goes, the People's Choice Award for Leverage. He goes, that's insane. So I kind of got into there with them. And so they hired me, put me on contract. I've been on contract with them ever since to handle all initial promotions for every Warner Brothers project, from music to movies. I mean, and what's crazy, it could be a Batman movie, but before they release it to the public, they were paying for Facebook ads. They were paying all this, which was 90% more. I charged 10% of what Facebook for the same result. So it was a no-brainer for them. Wow. But they want the pages engaged before they release them. And they don't care if it's a Batman movie or whatever, Brad Pitt movie or Leo DiCaprio. They don't ever want to release a trailer video on YouTube, an Instagram page, a Facebook page, or a Twitter to the public with no following. They want it branded first because they understand that first day, if somebody came across a new Batman movie Facebook page and it was released 15 minutes ago and it's just got 100 likes, that group of people that see that low number could think the movie sucks. It could be a New York movie critic that sees that and then just assumes, because not realize that page is 15 minutes old. It's only got 100 likes. This movie must suck because nobody's liked the page. Nobody's watched the trailer on YouTube, blah, blah, all this stuff. And so, yeah, they brought me into that and also helped mentor clients who are a little challenged on social media.
So who are some of your biggest clients, Mike? I'm dying to hear this. Well, we got Grant.
The thing is, I learned about with Grant because it was funny because after a while, Grant's the kind of guy that he wants everybody to think the reason he's big is always because of all what he did. So he kind of sometimes he'd get a little edgy when I post about some of the things we did and stuff. So that's when I learned about, I need to offer my clients NDAs.
Oh shit.
Which is, for me, it's $10,000. And what that says is I'll work for you and nobody will ever know it. I can't say you're one of my clients. I can't, publish what results or basically say I'm associated with you in any way. So you can take all the credit for,
your work.
Nast isn't out there blasting to his 500 million followers that, he's doing my social media. So some of my, top ones, they pay me $10,000 to keep my mouth shut. Cause that's what I tell them. I say, hey, it's worth at least $10,000 to me to keep my mouth shut, because that's how I can get new clients, is by sharing my results.
Mm-hmm.
But some of the A-listers I've worked with that I don't have NDAs, Chaz Palminteri, and then you can imagine the group he runs with, his friends.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just put it that way. Pretty much all them, but I have NDAs with them because they just like don't want anybody to know.
That is awesome.
But I counted the other day. My portfolio has clients with a total of 34 Oscars, almost 100 Emmys, and the music wise, oh my gosh, it's like pretty close to 50 Grammys. So
really, holy shit.
So yeah, it's because I invented a lot of things on social media. Right now, I can offer a client the ability to own any hashtag they want on Instagram. And what I mean by that is, say, hashtag business, hashtag millionaire, hashtag social media. We have a promotion that will have you on popular page for that hashtag within 20 minutes, and sometimes quicker, where you're not in the top. We usually shoot for number one, but we can at least, there's 9 spots on the popular page, but we can get it in the top 9.
Holy
pretty
shit,
much 90% of the time. We used to have a whole bunch of hacks on Twitter, but the Russians have totally ruined that. We could trend on any hashtag on Twitter, all that, but after Trump and the Russia stuff, Twitter has become a whole different animal now. And what was funny was, basically when I started with Grant, a week later, I was on the local news in Dallas, and she was featuring my method for getting likes. What we did back then is, you have, your button, your like button.
Mm-hmm.
We could basically take that embed code for your like button, and we could put it on 10,000 websites at once.
Holy shit!
And that's how we get the likes.
Crazy.
Well, a week after I was on the news sharing that and bragging that I could do it, I think in time I was doing it for 13 cents a like, which Facebook's charging $1 for. Apparently, Facebook watched that. And now your widget button, if it's on more than, I think, 3 websites or 2 now, or it might be more than 1. I haven't checked in a while. When you click the like button, if you're logged into Facebook, you're supposed to, they'll just like the page and it's automatically liked, right? They don't have to go to Facebook and find it. Well, if it was on more than 3, like I said, it could be down to 2 websites. When you click that like button, you know what it does? It just opens up Facebook. And then you got to type in and search for that page to go like it.
This is all because of you.
Yeah.
You son of a bitch, Mike. You fucking ruined it for the common folk, man. You know that?
and here's what's funny. People say, oh, don't buy Twitter followers. Don't buy Facebook fans. Don't buy YouTube views. Don't buy subscribers. Well, guess what? Every one of those platforms has a way for you to buy subscribers, views, likes. Facebook has you've probably been to your page, says, do you need more likes?
Yep.
You can buy them from Facebook. You need more followers? You can buy them from Twitter. You need more engagement on YouTube, subscribers and views? You can buy it on YouTube. You know what? That is their number 2 source of income.
That's crazy. But wait a minute, Mike. Why didn't they just buy their own likes?
What do you mean?
Like, why wouldn't the clients from the start just buy their own likes at the gate? They just didn't know about it. They didn't want to.
Well, it's too expensive, because if you want 100,000 likes on Facebook,
it would have been $100,000.
That's 100, and that's worldwide. That's Indonesian teenagers. If you want New York City professional between 25 to 45 years old, it's probably $4 to $5 a like.
Yeah.
To get those, and then the more specific you get, and even if you open up worldwide, it, like I said, you can get about 3,000 a month. Where I've done it to where we can get that in a day.
That's crazy.
And for 10 cents on the dollar,
which is insane.
And yeah, back to the number deal, is my numbers just alone, when I when I got over 150,000 people following me on Twitter, I was out at CES, and then after CES, they have the affiliate convention for all internet affiliates.
Mm-hmm.
When I was there, I'd like just start talking to buddy, and they'd be like, "Are you on Twitter?" And I go, "Yeah." And they look me up, dude. You got 160, 70,000 people following you. It's like, and then I got comped all these fucking crazy things. They had this private party out at a private airport in Vegas. Had a hangar that was turned into a nightclub. Whatever and then basically if you wanted a bottle, if you wanted vodka, I bet they just had a house. They had vodka. They had Russian vodka there, but whenever you got one, you not only got your drink, but they gave you the bottle.
What?
And every time you drank, they gave you another bottle.
Who the fuck does that? I've never heard of such a thing.
So we had a party in a hangar. It was all just top shelf. They had lighting and everything. And then they took us on a plane tour of Vegas, got back to that, and they go, all right, the next party we're getting you into, we have we've rented out the nightclub at the Paris. And went in there, open bar. They had the girls with the table skirts, had all the snacks and cookies and whatever you call them. And then they go, all right, next party, we got one of the hardcore suites at the Pump. We go to the Pumps. It was the same deal. I drink Crown. I got Crown at 7. Guy pours me a Crown at 7, and then gives me the bottle that he just cracked open.
What the fuck?
I remember flying back. I had 8 bottles of liquor in my suitcase. I was like, I hope these don't break. They made it though. But that just kind of shit. And then the way I got TV show was the same deal. It came to me, said, we seen you on social media. Love your numbers. We want you to, and we want to live stream, because I was basically the pioneer for business and TV and everything for live streaming on social media.
Yeah, talk about the TV show. What is it? And we talked in the past, Mike, but tell the people how you're not naturally extroverted either. Like, you're more of an introvert, and you end up getting on this TV show.
Yeah. When I was a featured broadcaster on Justin TV when it first came out, and my forte was poker. I would screencast when I'm playing against Daniel Negreanu or any, Todd or Doyle Brunson, because I play 10-20 no limit hold'em is the most you can play online, but you can lose $10,000 in a hand playing 10-20. But and so I'd screencast that stuff, and then I offered lessons, and I would host poker tournaments on Bovada. I mean, what's Bovada now, but on Bodog, because if I get people open account, deposit $20, I got $100 a pop. Mm-hmm. And so if I could get 700 people to enter a tournament, you can do the math. $100 times 700,
shit,
$70,000 for one poker tournament.
Damn.
So, but I was comfortable with that because mostly I was screencasting, and it's kind of like this podcast. You could hear my voice. Mm-hmm. Couldn't see me. And then all the other stuff I was doing, blogging and then producing live broadcasts, I was all behind the scenes. And it was so funny when I shot the Tiger Blood video that really propelled my life and career, allowed me to actually walk away from the real job finally. It took me 4 hours because I was stuttering, forgetting. I was just so uncomfortable on camera. And it was hilarious because at the end, the guy said, just go read it through one time. Just read it through. We're not, because I was trying to do like all YouTubers do, where they just do spot, like they'll do 3 sentences and cut 3 sentences. You see the YouTubers, it's mm-hmm. cut. And so I was trying to do that. But if you ever go look at the video, it's pretty amazing. It's 2 minutes long, and there's only like three cuts, and they're just transitions. So, but basically the last time I read it, it was the final cut. They're like, that's it. Perfect. That's all you have to do. So yeah, it was really awkward. I don't like being on camera. I am very self-critical, very judgmental.
And now you're the host of the Drew Pearson show on Fox.
Well, they actually want me to be an executive producer now.
Get out of here. Oh, that's awesome.
For next football season. So I don't know if I have the time to tackle that. We'll see.
You got to tell Grant he has to do his own social media from now on. Then.
Well, that's what I do is I consult my mentoring and consulting is teach you how to walk on your own. One, for two reasons. One, if you don't do your own social media, there's stuff you can have people help you with, but if you're not being you and authentic on social media, people are going to see through it, and you're not going to get anywhere on social media. And two, this allows you that, to have all the processes and what you need to do. So if something happens to me, or you train somebody under you to do a lot of these things, you have all the processes, you know what to do. So it's that's another nice, unique thing in my service. I'm one of the very few consultants that, doesn't look for recurring, it really, I can get everything taught to a client within 90 days. They can walk on their own. And the only thing they use me for is promotion ideas, or if a new platform comes out, hey, how do we maximize it? But back to the Drew Pearson deal. They, had saw me on the news and all this, and they're just like, we want you to live stream when we shoot the episode that, because they tape it, edit it, and then put it on a few days later. But we want you to shoot the live because we're on location. They had different sponsors, from car dealerships to taverns and things like that, where we would go in on a Monday night after a game and shoot the episode, recap the game, talk about next week, we had Ken Stabler, we had Justin Timberlake, we had all kinds of celebrity interviews. I had another guy that he gets the press junket, like Entertainment Tonight and Extra, like they have that, they'll get a room in a hotel in LA, a hotel room, and they'll have like the two stars of the movie with the banners and stuff behind them. And what they do is they'll run in Entertainment Tonight. Here, you get 10 minutes. But he had access to get 10 minutes for our show. So we were getting the same interviews that Entertainment Tonight was. So I started out doing just social media, driving numbers up, and then doing the YouTube live broadcast, which we would carry over, embed a YouTube video on a Facebook post. So that's how we did Facebook Live before there was Facebook Live. Just creating attention for that. And then I said, I got a great idea for a segment. And the producer was like, what? I go, let's call it Just Ask Drew, tweet, Facebook, Instagram your questions to Drew. And we'll have Drew answer them on the next show. It's like, great idea. So next episode, we're filming the next episode. It's like, you got the questions? I go, yeah, I got the questions. He's all right, we're about to film the episode. And we were doing a remote episode, and we were at a Ford dealership, and about 100 degrees still here in Texas in September when football season's starting up. And he goes, and so I'm in shorts, ball cap on backwards. I had a golf shirt on. He goes, all right, you're going to co-host this segment. And I was like, no, I'm not. I'm not a TV personality. And I'm in shorts with a ball cap on. You just go do it. So I did it, stuttered, did all the and just look, I'm very self-critical. He's like, oh, you did great. He goes, you can be doing it every week. And I was like, okay, well, if I'm doing it every week, then I'm going to get suited up, and just like everybody else in the show is, and I'm going to work on this, and I'm going to own it. I'm a perfectionist. That's why, if I'm not prepared for something or feel comfortable that I'm performing at the top 1% of whatever I'm doing, sales or whatever I'm doing for a work, then I'm not very happy with doing it or passionate about it. So yeah, it evolved, and yeah, I went co-host. I'm interviewing, Academy member producers and directors and celebrities, and yeah, it was just crazy. And to think, when this journey started, I was 42-year-old bald guy who ran car dealerships.
But all of it is incredible by itself.
Yeah. So the gist of this long story is, don't ever give up on your dreams.